the more books you sell, the better for that book, that book's exposure, people's awareness of it, and hopefully the better it sells for us in the future.
Yeah, and also just on like a business level, different stores have different clienteles. Like it's not the number of times that we've had people on the internet say that they'd love to come to one of our signings, but they shop at another store elsewhere in the city. And it's like, people don't want to leave their neighborhoods. Like, so the idea that you're in competition with each other for similar signings is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that's, so yeah, I mean, hypothetical stores that would do that, it just seems crazy.
This is a message brought to you by Patrick and Dale from Challengers Comics. It's pretty good.
In the Midwest, you know the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. Eisner approved, fan and artist and creator too. This is how the challenges do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. It gets hard and it's a job for the challengers. What? Comics and conversation, y'all.
From
Challengers Comics in Chicago.
This is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
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 Patrick Brower and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Del Bush.
Dal.
Del. Del.
Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
Here's Patrick and Dal.
The Lunar catalog, the digital next phase catalog they do, is just getting larger and larger every month. It's 976 pages this month.
976 pages?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that was a printed previews?
And that's the thing, because they don't print it, which I've always said to Lunar when I get the chance, like, I would appreciate one print catalog for the store. I'm not expecting them to do a full print edition that like previews used to be, where consumers could buy it as well. It's 976 pages. That's an insane amount of pages every month, and it's full color. That's not going to work. But one catalog for the store. But because it's digital only, there's no like upper limit on what different publishers can put in their section that I've seen. So you not only have, it includes the DC catalog, it includes the Image catalog, it includes all the other publishers that Lunar distributes, and they can have 10 or 15 pages of previews for an individual book that they're releasing, which is way more than you would ever print in like a print catalog.
And because it's a PDF, it has to, download a temp file and open.
It takes so long to open.
It takes so long to open.
I had it open on my phone and then it closed because it got real confused.
Scroll through. It takes that long to scroll through.
Yeah, it's 976 pages.
I mean, I appreciate that they also give us the separate, like, hey, here's the DC catalog. Yep. Here's the Image catalog.
Here's the Titan catalog if you really want it.
Yeah.
Maybe Dynamite.
So I can skip those during my look through. But Dynamite, do exactly what you want. We get a copy. We get one print copy.
And I think you can, with Dynamite, I think you can order more if you want to. We never do. I don't care. Like, I'll gladly stock free copies of catalogs. We do it for DC, for IDW, for Boom. Somebody does it.
No.
Dark Horse.
Dark Horse just started
doing it. And then Marvel.
Thank you, Stuart Trek.
Yeah. So when they're free, yes, absolutely. I'll stock them for the store. Customers can take them. I don't know that it's necessarily moving any more units. I don't think I'm hearing people say, oh, I saw in the catalog that there's this book coming out. Please add it for me.
But yeah, I wonder what our pre-orders are on for 6 of Us, since it was the cover to the catalog for Dark Horse.
Oh, I'm going to assume not good. Anything from Dark Horse, the pre-orders, unless we're really pushing it, are not good.
We definitely don't give customers the print copies because the amount of space we need for our subscribers' books on a weekly basis this week was insane.
Yeah, well, we don't pull it for every subscriber. We put it on the shelves. People can take it.
Right. But what I'm saying, we don't put it in their boxes.
Correct.
Because
I just wanted to clarify for people who are listening who think that like we don't give it to them. We do give it to them. We just don't physically set it aside for them.
Yeah, we don't give it to them. We allow them to take it.
Right.
But again, it's not behind the counter because the amount of space it would take up.
Yeah.
And on the one hand, it's not worth, I don't think, the publishers to give us 400 copies every month to give to all of our subscribers.
Yeah, because
also our subscribers wouldn't pick them up in time.
Right, and that's the thing. Like in a given month, we don't necessarily have people. We should have all of our subscribers coming in at least once a month. We don't, and there's people who are active subscribers that don't have something come in every month. They might be down for specific series that are on hiatus, or they
Sure.
subscribe to graphic novels that haven't come out this month. But the reality is that most of our subscribers don't care. Like, they're not. There's a segment of our subscriber base that I would probably think is maybe a third at most that are actively managing their subscription account, by which I mean they are adding things at FOC, or they're adding things from the monthly catalog, or they're even just coming in on a semi-regular basis and saying, hey, can you put me down for this book? They are actively managing their subscription account. 2/3 of the people are basically file and forget, where they start an account and they just get the same recurring books. They don't really care. We might have to tell them, like, hey, by the way, this book became this other book that you might want to check out. Or, hey, I feel like you're following this writer. Did you know they have a completely different book at another company? Or, you know, you're usually reading these things and this thing is similar, which we would be telling you in the monthly emails and the weekly FOC emails, but you don't read any of those. So you have no idea what's coming out. That's 2/3 of our subscriber base, which honestly is pretty standard no matter how many subscribers we have. It doesn't seem to fluctuate based on the people who join, because just as many people join our subscription service in a very, like, I am absorbing all of this and I want to find new stuff and I want to add new things, as we do get subscribers that are just like, can you just put me down for Godzilla Monster Beast Theater and that's it? Like, I don't care about anything else. I will just get Muppets Noir and that's the end of it. And these are real examples, by the way.
Yeah,
Those
absolutely.
Those are two books
Yeah.
that we literally had people set up for it. It's like that was the only book and they were done.
We also have a small contingent of subscribers. Well, we don't currently have these subscribers, but this type of subscriber who sign up on their own for books to be pulled regularly and forget.
Yeah, they seem to not understand what they're doing when they're signing up for a subscription. Like, I guess they don't realize that these are books that are being held and you have to come buy them or tell us you want them shipped out or something. They're not, like, they're just adding things to something and they just wander away.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Well, obviously, you're letting people know that the Lunar catalog is up. That doesn't mean you can order stuff yet.
Yeah, it's up for us. It's in the database at Lunar. There's usually a bit of a delay, as there should be, between Lunar posting all that information and Managed
It's only
Comics
June
getting
18th. This is way too early for people to be concerned about the next month's ordering cycle.
Yeah, like we usually take Managed Comics a few days to kind of massage all that data and get it in their system so that people can start ordering it. So, I mean, as I'm saying this, it's probably like a week before we would consider sending out an email saying, hey, the catalogs are up, mostly because I don't think any of the PRH stuff is up yet. I feel like that's probably going to be next week. And that's, you know, we don't ever want to do a thing where it's like, hey, half of the books are up in the system. Go check it out.
Of course not.
It's all or nothing. So we wait until, you know, there's only 2 distributors now that we really have to deal with. So when the second one posts their stuff, then we, you know, jump on the email to make sure that you get a notification as early in the process as we can.
It's an interesting word to use to say massage, to massage the data, which is what they're doing.
Sure.
But a massage is a nice thing, a thing you want, a relaxing thing. When what they are doing is wrangling and beating the shit out of the data.
Wrestling.
Forcing
the data.
Forcing it into compatibility and
until it taps out.
Yeah, right. And it's
Hazuki.
Both the Roddy.
So quick. He taps so quick.
Sure. When you know you're going to tap, why take the pain?
But that's okay in like a best of 3 false match. I get it. Like, that's legitimate. Or a 60-minute Iron Man match.
You know you're not fighting out of this.
But this is like, match is over. Like,
it's salt of the earth, man. You're not getting out of it.
Are you saying Roddy Strong is weak?
No, he's so strong. He knows what fights are worth fighting, what fights are not worth fighting.
To be fair, it is Neck Health Awareness Month, and he was in the Salt of the Earth. And so, that's,
yeah, there you go. What was I even saying? Massaging the data. Yeah, and I'm sure they're both grimacing and fighting and angry, which I will likely be most of tomorrow.
Yeah,
we got the
Lunar tracking information.
Yeah,
oh boy. They're not small orders anymore, Patrick. It's just not happening.
No, but this is literally a double size order.
There's like a 5th week that might happen in December. There will be a small week. Everything else is from now until the heat death of the universe, it is all massive, massive orders.
The number of boxes
Oh,
tomorrow,
boy.
it is literally twice as much
It's big.
as what we've been getting. And
I wonder, though,
yeah,
I didn't look at the weights or anything, but
it's 400 pounds all together. But
No.
you're talking about the individual
individual
boxes.
weights, because I'm wondering if 4 of those boxes are not just individually packed artist editions.
No, they'd probably put them all into it. Like
I don't
4
think
in
they
one or
do,
something.
because they're usually in their own shipping box.
Okay, great, love it.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, maybe, possibly, we're looking at 10 or fewer boxes.
You could look it up right now.
Well, but I don't know if the weights are the weights. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I don't. What is an artist edition weigh? I don't have a scale nearby.
Well, on average, a diamond box used to be 40 to 60 pounds.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine a lunar box being any different.
Also, I hadn't looked on my phone in a while at some of the lunar backend stuff.
Yeah.
Look at how impossible it is to find shipments
Oh,
on your
no,
phone.
I hate it. Yeah, I know I do. I hate
Oh
it.
boy, that's
It's not made for mobile.
unnavigable. There are 4 of these that are exactly 15 pounds.
Huh.
So those
Okay.
are probably 4
Ditko Artist Editions.
Ditko Artist editions. There's a 10-pound box.
Are we getting 4?
I think it was 4 is what we're getting. I'll scroll
Okay.
down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it was 4.
Me, Mike Lee,
What do they call them?
Bob. I don't know who the 4th was.
I don't remember what they call them now. Is it just Steve Ditko something or other?
Yeah, it's Ditko Spider-Man
Oh, okay.
Ditko Artists Edition.
I guess I already want to buy it.
It's under Spider-Man.
Okay.
Or maybe Amazing Spider-Man. I definitely would have chopped off Amazing for our...
Okay, let me scroll all the way back up to the top.
I don't know that it was Amazing, but it's definitely Spider-Man than Steve Ditko.
Amazing Spider-Man by Steve Ditko, Artist Edition, hardcover, rain cover. We're getting 4.
Okay.
So
All
there
right,
you go.
well, so that still takes time to open 4
Oh,
boxes.
yeah, I mean, for sure. You're still looking at, assuming the 4 15-pound ones are all artist editions, which just need to get set aside, and the 10-pound one is something that's not significant, you're still looking at 9 boxes.
The amount of trade,
nothing,
the amount
dude.
of collections for me next week, the Ditko Artist Edition, the John Byrne X-Men Elsewhen,
Yeah, that's cool.
the Dzarsky Comic News,
Yeah.
and then, of course, Comics and Things.
Comics and things. I love
Comics
those.
And or things.
They're so fun.
Yeah, so PRH showed up today because tomorrow's technically a holiday. Obviously,
Federal
UPS
holiday.
is still delivering tomorrow?
We're getting these from FedEx.
FedEx, right? Okay.
Well, I don't know if FedEx is delivering tomorrow.
FedEx delivers on Sundays. I think they'll be fine delivering tomorrow.
Let's hope. Let's see if these tracking numbers are active yet.
They won't be until
They,
tonight.
I mean, they weren't a minute ago, but
Yeah.
I'm just checking. Anyway,
So I will, even though we got PRH today,
Mhm.
if these come tomorrow, I will take care of it due to the size of the order, rather than
oh,
Gina.
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think you were saving them for me. Thank you.
No, you misunderstood.
I did.
But yeah, it is. So yeah, the artist editions make it a little easier.
I would think, because usually those ship in their own shipping boxes with their own labels on them, so you can pretty much just be like, here
Yeah,
you
but
go.
they're
done.
in boxes inside as well.
They are. That's true.
As we are recording this, do not forget that, or I'm sorry, as you're listening to this, hopefully on time.
Or as we're recording, and also don't
this
forget that either.
well, no, I can't. What I'm about to say, I can't. It doesn't
No.
fit. This upcoming Friday, we have Dan Waters signing at Challengers from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. That is June 26th. He wrote the brand new Mask #1 that just came out. We have plenty
or
of copies
Mask
of,
#2 if you found it in the Mask blind bag. He wrote that too.
which I did. I found that in a blind bag.
He did.
And I opened a 1 in 50 as well.
Yeah.
And I still haven't found ROM.
Sorry.
So Dan Waters, also current writer of Nightwing,
Mhm.
writer of the very successful and popular Batman Dark Patterns, which is out of print as a collection, so we're not going to have that.
Sorry, guys.
Homesick Pilots, which we love.
It's our book club book of the month.
Coffin Bound. So much stuff.
Co-writer on One Hand and the Six Fingers.
Yep. So Dan Waters will be signing on Friday, June 26th from 5 to 7. Also, Mars Jr., the artist of the Transformers Worst Bot Ever series.
Yep. Volume 2 just shipped this week.
Yep. There's we'll have volumes 1 and volumes 2.
Where the bot from the book Ballpoint switches bodies with Megatron.
Oh. Ballpoint, I assume, is a pen.
You'll have to read it and find out.
Oh man. That sounds terrible. Oh wait, it's the worst spot ever. So yeah, that's a bigger signing. We're excited for that, and it was also our good pal Franco was part of that lineup, but unfortunately he's unable to be in Chicago at this point.
But
so
he's still a good friend, and we are still going to do something with him at a later date.
oh,
We'll work
always.
that out.
We'll always do something with Franco.
Yep.
And Franco may still have a type of presence at the signing.
He's sending presents? I love it.
I mean, yeah, literally. Also, we just got this date locked in, but the times are still unsure. So we're not going to mention whom, and I forgot the actual date. It's the first Friday in
August 7th, I thought?
in August.
I thought you said 7th. I'm going to look it up and see
First
if that's right.
Friday in August. Same kind of thing. We're going to do a later
August 7th is a Friday.
afternoon signing, maybe a 4 to 6, maybe a 5 to 7, with two creators that we absolutely love.
Yes.
Both of these creators have signed at Challengers multiple times in the past,
But never together.
but never together. Usually with someone or someone's else,
Yes,
but never each other.
correct.
And we're very excited when they'll be signing two different books.
Yes,
One that one of them worked on, one that both of them worked on.
yes.
And when we each read that second book independently, we both said, holy shit, this is amazing.
It's so good.
And I was on a call with the publisher with a group call. So there's many people on it. And I was immediately messaging with one of their people saying they need to come to Challengers 100% for this.
Get them here.
And they that person immediately said, all right, other person, get on this. Let's start working on this now.
Let's do this.
And it is happening. And we love these guys. Yeah, they've each done stellar works that are Challengers perennials.
Yeah.
One of the books comes out next week.
It's true.
Yeah, and the other one and there'll be a blind bag as well. Oh man, am I giving it away?
You are completely giving the game away.
I'm trying to manage how much I'm blowing your mind with this announcement. But the other book, we love it.
It's so good.
I just got the kernel of an idea that basically the idea is, hey, we need to come up with an idea. That's the idea.
Oh,
that's the idea I have.
That's easy.
Yeah. Yeah. A gimmick, if you will, as we've done in the past.
Okay.
I can't even read what I wrote here.
Oh boy.
Oh, it says huge lunar. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Very excited for this event.
Absolutely.
And so there have been points when a new creator or an upcoming creator is reaching out to schedule an event, to do something at the store. Often they'll say like, well, very, very graciously, they will say, is it okay if we sign, somewhere else in the city? And what I always say to people is, you sign everywhere.
Sure.
You
Don't be
want to
precious
get
about it.
your book in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah.
If there was a comic store across the street from us, you should sign there as well. You should sign everywhere.
Sure.
There's no proprietary ownership of creators in comic stores. Like, do we have...
Yeah, if you're doing a signing at a store and you're a creator, you're doing that store a favor.
Yeah.
Not the other way around. So creators should think about it in those terms of like not being selfish about it or being, presumptuous, but looking at it as, I want to get my name out there a lot of different places. I want to be in front of as many different customer bases as possible. And if the store has a creator willing to do that, they should take them up on it.
I think depending on the level of the creator, that statement could be reevaluated.
Perhaps.
But yeah, there's no, like we've had Mike Norton signed with us, I think probably more than anybody else. Maybe Tim Seeley.
Maybe.
Like one of those two,
Sure.
right? We don't own either of them. They can all sign wherever they want.
Right.
And occasionally someone, again, graciously says, hey, do you mind if we sign at this store? Of course we don't.
Right.
Sign wherever you can.
Yep.
We would never be so petty as to tell someone, no, you can't sign at that other store.
Or like just randomly like, no, like because we know you're signing at this other place, you can't sign with us.
Yeah. Well,
like that would be stupid.
The more books you sell, the better for that book.
Yeah.
That book's exposure, people's awareness of it, and hopefully the better it sells for us in the future.
Yeah, and also just on like a business level, different stores have different clienteles. Like it's not the number of times that we've had people on the internet say that they'd love to come to one of our signings, but they shop at another store elsewhere in the city. And it's like, people don't want to leave their neighborhoods. Like, so the idea that you're in competition with each other for similar signings is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like that's, so yeah, I mean, hypothetical stores that would do that, it just seems crazy.
I also think it's a little short-sighted of the customer who wants to meet somebody to not go because, well, they're not at my store.
Yeah.
It's not your store. You don't own it.
You're supporting the creators, not the store.
Yeah. Yeah. And every store does signings differently. Every store has different caveats. I don't believe we have any restrictions for the Dan Waters event.
Not that I know of.
In fact, if we're going to talk about signings, we've got Dan Waters and Mars Jr. on Friday the 26th. We've got Brandon T. Snyder from Supergirl's Family Adventures on Sunday, the June 28th, from noon to 2, I want to say.
I think you're right.
That is a wonderful all-ages book. We've already been giving out signed book plates for that book when it comes out.
Yep.
Or when it came out. It's out now. So Brandon T. Snyder then. The Friday after that, which is July 3rd, Friday, July 3rd, we have the Sun Brothers, the Sun Bros signing their new John Carpenter's Storm King Night Terrors book, Chaplain. And we were approached about doing that the previous weekend, but we're like, we've already got
it's too full.
Too many things. We don't want to take away from them.
Mm-hmm.
So Wesley came to the store and we talked it out, and we're doing that Friday. We know it's going to, like, normally we would have pitched to Saturday, but his brother is only in town through that weekend, and we would think it's foolish to do a July 4th signing.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a good time of day on July 4th to do a signing like that.
Yeah, and we also...
Early in the day, bad. Late in the day, also bad.
Later in the day on the 3rd, knowing that a lot of people are maybe going out of town.
Right.
But, you strike while you have the creator in town.
Yeah, it's this or nothing, so we'll give it a shot.
And then at the end of July, we've got, I think the 28th, Saturday the 28th, we're doing more of a creator hangout. The creator of the local indie book, which we have right now, Aegeus, will be just setting up, just like they're in the far suburbs and they don't have a strong comic community. So they just want to hang out and meet people who like comics, talk about comics and stuff. And
okay,
I think they're going to be bringing a bunch of stuff to give away.
Cool.
Yeah. And then immediately the Friday after that is when we have this super new signing we haven't announced the creators for.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it'll be worth everybody's while.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Signings turn up as often as a bad penny. So speaking of pennies, Dal, thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
it's a great segue. I worked on it real hard.
We try to make it flow. You're not spitting any bars, so I gotta get in there when I can. We talked about this a few weeks ago, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about it a lot more in the near future. The way retail has changed across the board for every facet, whether it be stores or restaurants or services or, I don't know, what would you call printers? Service?
Sure.
Every aspect. Life has changed so much that there's this weird attitude towards collecting fees. And fees are a thing that we deal with on our business all the time. But it's also a thing that every business has always dealt with if you accept credit cards. There's a credit card processing fee. And it's a ridiculous amount of fees. Back when things were done with the little suction cup metal, what I would call the kachunker, the thing that had the 3 carbon copy horizontal carbons. You'd put the card under, and then you'd put the carbons over it, and you'd run it over. It goes cha-chunk as it imprints it through the layer of mimeograph paper, and then you have that. They'd sign that receipt, and then at the end of the day or whatever, you'd call it in or go send it to the bank or blah blah blah.
Right.
Before it was electronic.
Right.
Even when taking fees electronically or when you would take checks or what have you, there's processing fees involved in all of it, and there's a different fee for every aspect of a credit card transaction, depending on the kind of card you have, be it Visa, MasterCard, formerly MasterCharge, Discover, American Express, Diners Club, the international foreign cards.
Sure.
There's different fees attached to all of them, but also it depends on what kind of card it is. Do you remember the book we used to have? This like the size of like a local phone book, not a huge urban one,
no,
but a local phone book, because it had thousands of different fee choices depending on the bank, the card, and the style of card, whether it be like cash back or a lower APR or whatever it was. It was a different fee every transaction. It's not that bad anymore, but it's still bad. For example, most credit cards today are a tap.
Yep.
You tap the card.
The little NFC chip in them.
Yeah. So there's a chip that sends the code and it taps, you get it, right? If the tap doesn't work, you can insert the card and it'll read the chip. If the chip doesn't work, there's a stripe on the back, and then you could swipe it. If the swipe doesn't work, you could then enter it by hand.
Yep.
So with one card, with the exact same card, there's 4 different ways to get the information to the processing company to get the money. Each of those formats, facets, what would you call it?
Formats.
Types.
Guess,
Okay,
sure.
each of those formats has a different fee attached to it, and it costs us more for each one. So the tapping is the cheapest, and then if you have to read it by chip, there's a little bit more of a fee added to it. And then if you have to swipe it, there's a higher fee. And then if you enter it by hand, that's the worst one. You're paying the absolute highest amount to type it in by hand. And all of those are invisible to the consumer, and they should be. Like, there's points where when someone has used to have a beat up radial card, they're like, oh yeah, I need to get a new one. I'd be like, this is costing us money.
Yep.
It literally, like, your negligence is costing us money. They don't know that.
Right.
They don't know that. But now, so many places I go to as a consumer have different prices or listed fees that you're paying if you use a credit card.
Yep.
There's a cash price and there's a credit card price. Some people just say outright, there's a extra 3% fee added on if you're using a credit card. Some people call it the 3% cash discount. Like, oh, it's 3% cheaper. It's not. They're just not charging you 3% more.
Correct.
I was literally at a restaurant that I go to regularly, and for the first time on the bill, it had 2 totals: the cash total, the credit card total.
Great.
And this bill was hundreds of dollars because there was a group of us. So my question is, who carries cash?
Yeah, especially in large amounts. I don't know that I've felt it was smart to take hundreds of dollars in my pocket when I go out to dinner. It seems a bad idea.
You and I have access to cash because we run a business where some people, a very small percentage, still use cash.
Sure.
So we have access to cash. It's not our cash.
Nope.
For us to get that cash, we would then have to swipe a card and then take the cash.
Yes.
But then we'd be losing the transaction fees as well.
You can go to an ATM as well, I suppose.
And also pay a fee.
Right. Not free.
You can go to the bank and withdraw cash. Who does that?
Yeah.
Like, I think the ATM is the most popular solution. I was going to say practical. It's not a practical solution, but it is a solution.
Sure.
And again, it's a way for someone else to make money off of you trying to get your money out of the bank.
Yeah.
But we've long since said, and regular listeners will remember this, we trot this old show pony out regularly, that credit card fees are the cost of doing business.
Correct.
But now it's so many places are putting it on the consumer.
Yeah, they've normalized the idea that, oh, this is a fee that the customer should have to pay now. I don't believe that, but just like I can't fight it at different businesses, I mean, there's going to be a point where it's like hard to argue that you as the business should keep paying that when every other business is like, no, we're charging you for it. Like when we sometimes have to use a credit card with one of our vendors to pay an online invoice or something, they will almost always charge us a fee for that. That fee amounts to more or less the processing fee that they would normally be paying. They don't think they should have to pay that
Right.
as the business that we are giving money to. So it's like, is it outmoded for us to hang on to the idea that that's a cost of doing business that a business should absorb? If every other business we deal with says, no, if you are paying for something with a credit card, that is your job as the person with the credit card to pay the fees on that. I would never have believed that, but that seems like where everything's going.
I don't understand it. And as you said, people are normalizing it.
Yeah, I was at a comic shop in Florida, and if you pay with a debit card, it's the cost on the monitor. If it's a credit card, they're going to charge you an extra fee for that. A comic shop. So there you go.
Can you repeat that? If you pay with cash.
No, I mean, well, they specifically separate out debit and credit. Like cash, I assume, is also no fee.
Okay.
But if you pay with a debit card, which they get charged probably lower fees on,
Okay.
you don't have to pay anything.
Oh, okay. So
But
credit
if
versus
you use a
debit.
credit card,
I see.
you are charged an additional, I cannot remember the percentage, but it's
Yeah.
probably between 1.5 and 3%, something like
Yeah.
that.
I would guess it's normally 2.5 to 3% is
Yeah.
what people charge. I just have a hard time wrapping my head around it.
Yeah,
And
I don't like it. It's not something, again, even as the store that would largely be making money off of this, or at least not losing money.
Yeah, that's just it. We're losing thousands of dollars a month to processing
Right.
fees.
But I think about it more in terms of we would literally be making money that we'd then be using to pay those bills. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Which is why I don't want to do it, because in my mind, it's like, no, we've already agreed that we're absorbing those costs.
yeah.
So to suddenly say, no, we want the money to pay for that is essentially us just making more money that is then going to pay these other fees.
Fees just
I
go
don't
up
like it.
everywhere. Look at how the bag tax keeps jumping.
Sure.
And again, that's money we have to take from people to give to someone else.
Yeah.
And all of this leads into the penny.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know that pennies are no longer being made by the Treasury Department, by the U.S. Mint, because they cost more than they're worth to make them.
Mm-hmm.
So they've decided we are no longer making pennies. Fine. Production has stopped. It already stopped a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Pennies aren't being made anymore. But pennies still exist.
Right. They didn't recall them.
Yeah. The lifespan of a penny is roughly 30 years. Okay. And there are currently, according to the U.S. Treasury, 114 billion pennies still in circulation.
Wow.
Now, that's not to say
That's like $11 billion worth of pennies.
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I did
Your math is...
Yeah, I did it.
well, don't forget, you have to pay the fee for that, though.
Oh, $10.2 billion worth of pennies.
And you can't assume that all these pennies are brand new. They're not. They're at different points of their lifespan. You know, they were making pennies up till the end of last year, early this year, whatever. They're just not making any more pennies. So pennies will slowly matriculate out of circulation and be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So many places are now not like they're not. It's not that they're not using pennies. They are not giving pennies. They're rounding up or they're rounding down.
Yeah, I don't know exactly which one they're doing. They're basically not taking cash unless it's exact change.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
But anyway, so I did...
Boy, if I don't usually carry cash, I also don't usually carry exact change.
Yeah. I feel real bad for the unhoused people who are looking for change or money. No one carries cash.
Pretty much.
No one definitely carries change.
Yeah.
If I'm ever anywhere and they give me change back, I put it into whatever donation or tip bucket they have.
I usually just keep it in my pocket until I see somebody on the street who needs it. Like there's a guy that's usually outside the Walgreens on Milwaukee. So if I ever have cash and I'm paying for like candy bar or something with cash, if I've got any change left over, I just hand it to him.
And he's like, great, pennies. No one takes these. Thanks. So I was doing my penny research this week. Dal knows because I was sending him things about pennies.
Yep.
So here's what the U.S. Treasury says. Are you prepared? For anyone who still has an old Contest of Challengers bingo card, this is where Patrick reads a pre-written statement.
Patrick reads from a prepared statement.
Yeah. Here we go.
Ready for it.
How should my business respond as the supply of pennies drops? You know what? You should have asked that, and then I would have read it.
Too late.
Here, read that.
Nope.
Read the first bold one.
There are 114 now.
Just the one.
How should my business respond as the supply of pennies drops? As the penny drops.
As pennies fall out of circulation, merchants will need to round transactions either up or down to the nearest 5 cents. However, most states require sales tax to be calculated on the final sale price rounded to the nearest penny. How states and localities will ultimately amend their sales tax laws is the right and responsibility of those jurisdictions. Recent guidance from the National Council of State Legislators gives some indication how states may adapt. The NCSL's November 21st, 2025 report entitled Elimination of the Penny, Sensible Considerations,
wink,
with a hyphen in there, states, the most recommended form of rounding is symmetrical rounding, whereby if the final digit of the total transaction amount, including taxes, is 1, 2, 6, or 7 cents, the amount is rounded down to the nearest multiple of 5. If the final digit is 3, 4, 8, or 9 cents, the amount is rounded up. Transactions totaling exactly 0.01 or 0.02 might be rounded up to 0.05. Rounding rules would not apply to payments made via electronic methods, checks, gift cards, or other non-negotiable cash instruments. So in those examples, it feels like the impetus is on mainly the consumer. Like,
no, I think it's usually it sounds like it's mostly on like point of sale systems where it's the retailer who will have a system in place that says like when you reach this number.
What I meant is who's paying that difference.
Oh, it sounds like it's kind of split.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point of it is like if you're at this number, the store rounds it down, so the store loses 2 cents. But if you're on this end, the store rounds up, so the consumer loses 2 cents. So basically, half the time, half the time the consumer loses it, half the time the store loses it. So over time, you're probably going to even out. You'll be making 2 cents as often as you're losing 2 cents.
When we discussed this before, I surmised that we would do it in the consumer's favor both ways. And you said you did not like that idea.
Yeah, because again, I think this is probably the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
Like if you're like, if it's, $2.56, you would round it down
$2.55
to $2.55. So the store would basically eat a penny. But like if it's $2.58 or $2.59, it's okay. I don't want to round it down to $2.55 because it's like, no, it goes up to $2.60. You're this close.
So if the total transaction, or let's say the change is $2.56, so they only get $2.55.
Right. Because essentially in that case, what they had just paid was $2.44, for example.
Then they get $2.60.
Yes. I don't think I caught all your math.
Okay.
But basically, if it's closer to 55, you round down. If it's closer to 60, you round up. That's just it. That's just the math. So again, we're talking about 1 or 2 cents that someone is gaining or losing. So over, in theory, if they were constantly losing 1 or 2 cents, and you had, and this is only in cash situations.
Right.
If this is a credit card or whatever, it's exactly what they paid, no more, no less. So they would have to be cash only, and even in a situation where they were always losing a penny or two on every transaction, how many transactions could you do in cash in a day? 3, 4 at most, let's say. So you're losing 4 cents a day, maybe, over, let's say it's every single day of the year, including like Christmas Day.
Sure.
So you're only losing like times 365. I'll do the math, but that sounds like about $12 to me over the course of a year. It is $14.06 if you lost 4 cents a day every day for an entire year.
Yeah, I think 4 cents is a low estimate, but I also know that there's
Again,
going to be...
it couldn't be more than 2 cents a transaction because that's the point. At a certain point, it rolls over into your favor. So it would have to be something where you were unlucky enough where every single transaction worked against you and you paid cash and it was 4 times a day. So like even doubling that to 2 cents a transaction that you're losing, you're still over a year. Oh, like you're losing less than $1 a week.
It's still, you know that there's going to be, like hypothetically, if this is a thing we do at some point in the future, you know there's somebody who's like, as a customer, is always going to be taking the hit. Like they're just going to be unlucky enough that it's always going to be...
Keep a transaction receipt. Keep a list of all your transactions and keep your receipts so we can see how unlucky you were at the end of a year if this ever becomes a store policy.
What if we...
And if that happens, if we do this and someone seriously brings in a year's worth of cash receipts that would have to be on their account, so we'd be able to verify that it was them, and we can see, oh my God, every single time, I will give them $15 at the end of the year out of my own pocket. Should that occur?
What if we start saving pennies, like every donation penny we get, we put it to the side. So then we have this giant collection of pennies.
Community property.
So we have the take a penny, leave a penny.
Right, but it would just be for people who need that extra penny to pay for whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we need one more thing on the counter.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think we would ever go cashless. People ask that sometimes. They'll come in and they'll ask.
Never.
They'll do do you guys take cash? Real, skeptical. And it's like, no, we do. And Patrick has a whole thing about it. We've talked about it before. But less and less people are using cash. It's just a thing. Like on Wednesdays, we still have a lot of cash come in. People have larger purchases, and some people prefer to use cash instead of credit. Totally fine. But yeah, it's not... If this was a situation where this policy was introduced 30 years ago, it's like, holy shit. Like, I can't even imagine how complicated that would be and how detrimental that would be to how a lot of people budget. But now it's like, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's, when you look at it globally as every consumer in the United States, we're talking about a lot of money that is being plus or minus out of transactions. But on an individual transaction level, 1 to 2 cents. It's not a lot.
Aren't there plenty of heist films that are predicated on taking 1 or 2 cents per transaction?
Yeah, and sure. I mean, yeah, if you skim 1 or 2 cents off of every single credit card transaction that happens in the United States, that's a huge amount of money. But the thing is,
how do we do that?
I don't have those hacking skills. But to the individual consumer, the point is you probably wouldn't even notice. If your bank account fluctuated by 2 cents in a 24-hour period, you wouldn't try to track it down. You wouldn't start doing the math of being like, where'd that 2 cents go? You'd just be like, oh, I must have written this number wrong down on a online bookkeeping or whatever. You would just ignore it. And that's why those heist stories happen, is because it's basically invisible. A credit card company or a bank could be looking at it going, holy shit, we have 1 million clients and they each lost 2 cents. Where did that money go? But the individual clients probably wouldn't even notice.
As a result of those heist movies, I am the person that tracks down that 2 cents. That's half true. It's not because of the heist movies, but I do. In my role as CFO, I am always looking for that 2 cents.
As the penny detective?
Yeah. It's important.
Sure.
It's important to know where it went, mainly to know where the fault was so it doesn't happen again, or so the accounts can be balanced out.
Sure.
I know where every penny is.
Wow.
I mean, not like literally, like if you converted all the money we had into pennies.
Like a bad penny, the penny detective turns up. It's the next Harlan Coben story. I don't know if you knew that. Oh. He's got a new series. It's coming up on Netflix. He's got Reacher in it.
He always has a new series coming up. In fact, there was one...
The reviews are bad.
Most of the reviews are bad for Harlan Coben series. The last one that came out, I'm reading this, I'm like, I don't recognize this at all. I mean, yes, I've read most of Harlan Coben's books. Yes, I've forgotten most of them, but usually reading synopsis will jar in my memory. Like, oh, it's one of the 4 unread ones I have on my shelf.
Oops. Don't watch
Donovan and
the show
I
yet.
went out to dinner last night, and the restaurant we were going into, big signs on the door, cashless establishment,
Yeah.
card only.
Well,
I had to go to the eye doctor this
a
morning,
lot of restaurants do that.
and
now.
it's the same thing. It's like, hey, you're required to pay your copay up front. We do not take cash.
Hmm.
And like, I've literally a different doctor. I'm like, oh, my copay, sure, here's $40. Oh, we don't take cash. Weird. I'm not asking for change or anything,
Right.
or
Just
but no,
literally take this from me.
They don't.
and
They
mark
don't
it as
have
paid.
a policy in place as to how to hold cash, where to put cash,
Yeah.
and deposit cash.
Exactly.
Like,
How
they
does this get to the bank? No
nope,
one knows.
we just have our terminal. Whatever.
Are businesses required to accept pennies after they are no longer distributed?
Excellent question, Dal. Thank you for asking.
Thank you, Patrick. It just came to me.
Retailers should continue accepting pennies and providing penny change for cash transactions while the coin remains in circulation. When penny change is not available, businesses may round the final amount of a cash transaction to the nearest 5-cent increment, recognizing that states will approach this issue differently based on unique considerations. The penny will remain legal tender, meaning it retains its status as an acceptable form of payment. We recommend that non-cash transactions, such as payments made by check, who does that, credit card or debit card, continue being priced and processed to the exact cent. Businesses should apply rounding practices in a fair, consistent, and transparent manner. Businesses may choose to update their point-of-sale systems to automatically apply rounding for cash transactions. Doing so can enhance transparency and improve the customer experience by clearly displaying the rounding adjustments on receipts. And I thought that was fascinating.
Yep.
I didn't realize that, we could do it, we can make it a thing where Shopify does it for us.
Yeah. Like any system that doesn't already have that ability will probably have it soon. Because again, there's countries in the world that have already instituted this policy, that already deal with this.
Yeah.
So even if your country doesn't, that infrastructure exists somewhere. Probably just a thing they need to turn on for you, or you turn it on yourself.
And admittedly, when I became president, in the future when I become president,
Oh, okay.
I was going to eliminate the penny.
Wow. My plan was always to eliminate the nickel. I'd keep everything else, though.
You said that,
I just don't like
but
it.
that's literally next on the chopping block.
Oh, okay.
That is a viable possibility
Sure.
in the next, I don't know how many years.
Well,
but
as inflation runs out of control, nothing will be cheap enough
Sure.
to warrant.
Yeah.
Probably even anything under $1.
To support a smooth transition, the Treasury Department is actively collaborating with point-of-sale brackets (POS)
Oh, is that what it stands for?
system providers to ensure their systems are properly equipped to handle rounding and accurately calculate sales taxes.
Yep.
Thus endeth the pre-written portion of the podcast.
Yeah. So again, should it ever become a thing that we need to deal with, Shopify will have a system for it and we'll handle it that way. They will do all the math on the back end to determine whether something is $2.55 or $2.60.
Yeah, I found that
change.
I found that fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, of course they can do it.
Yeah.
Of course they can.
It's, again, like, there's just a rule about how the number should be rounded, and then they handle that, and then something in the system keeps track of how it's rounding it, forwards or backwards, both for the individual consumer and for the store. So there's bookkeeping to determine, like, again, like, how much are you gaining or losing? Is this balancing out what's happening? Just for accountability's sake, if nothing else.
Just for accountability's sake?
Yeah.
I know you're about to ask this, so I'll just cut to the chase and answer it right now.
Uh-huh.
Yes, when Donovan and I had dinner last night, we did go to a place where I could get a spice bag.
Wow.
The original spice bag.
Ireland's own
TM.
spice bag.
It was trademarked on the menu.
Wow.
TM.
So Ireland ripped it off from this restaurant?
Original italic. Spice bag.
Italian?
Normal. TM.
Okay. How was it?
It was fine.
Okay.
So a spice bag, for those who don't know and who didn't listen to the episode where we first brought this up over 2.5 years ago.
No.
It was 2.5 years ago. It couldn't be. It was a year and a half ago.
Yep.
It is basically a paper bag filled with French fries or chips, strips of cooked chicken, strips of peppers, different kinds, green, red, banana, slices of chili peppers, banana peppers, slices of onion, all mixed with spices, including the Chinese 5-spice and other spices. In fact, you can buy a pre-mixed bag of spices called a spice bag spice packet. And then served with either a curry sauce or a peanut sauce.
Okay.
And you can take the pieces out and dip them in, or you can just dump the sauce in the bag and just shake it all up.
Okay.
It is, knowing the ingredients, can you tell me what style of restaurants it's normally found in?
Chip shops?
Chinese food restaurants.
Okay.
And it is normally a thing you eat while you're out drinking. And it's usually pretty spicy, so you have a mouth on fire and you need to put more liquid into it.
Oh, alcoholic liquids?
I mean, beer is usually the closest thing possible to you when you are eating a spice bag. So after talking about the spice bag and having it be a thing, and looking around, like D-Men Tavern has a similar but not quite the same type of thing.
Okay.
In fact, I pointed it out to you when we were at the Christkindle Market 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Or I guess 2 Christmases ago, not 2 years ago. I'm like, oh, that's real close to spice bag, but it's not.
Okay.
But this is the original spice bag, and it wasn't terribly spicy.
That seems like a failure.
But also, the one I had strips of chicken. This had tiny little, I want to say nuggets, but if I say chicken nuggets.
Like popcorn chicken?
Yeah, like popcorn chicken. So barely any chicken.
Little breaded chunks.
And a lot of breading. Now, I've always maintained that a spice bag has grilled chicken, but strips. Looking back at the picture that I have of the spice bag that I had in Ireland, I couldn't necessarily point out grilled chicken. It may have been battered.
Okay.
I have to ask Mike if he remembers if it was battered or not. I'll ask Bruno, because Bruno is Bruno Bautista, formerly of Big Bang Comics in Dublin, is my spice bag guru. And of course, I immediately was sending him photos and reviews and descriptions.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. It was 2 a.m. his time, but anyway, it still needed to be done. I mean, it's important.
Yeah. Nothing's more important.
Yeah. So, Chicago area, Chicago. They're real close to Goblin Market, this place.
Okay. That's definitely in Chicago.
Checked off a list.
Good work.
There you go. Dal, there were some comic announcements today, I believe.
There were. Like we'd mentioned earlier, the new catalogs for all the Lunar distributors went up today. I only had a chance to look through thoroughly DC and Image. I was not able, while I was sitting waiting for Patrick to come to the podcastatorium, to get the next phase Lunar 976-page catalog to open reliably on my phone. Yeah, you said it
crashed.
Yep, I got up through Abrams, and it restarted. So I just went, all right, well, I'll do this later on my desktop computer where it has more memory and can maintain a connection better.
Were you reading Z to A?
How the catalog is done for next phase is A to Z. The first thing is Ablaze, the second thing is Abrams, and so on and so forth. Those are the 2 publishers I was able to get through. But the DC was the first one to drop all their stuff today. There had been some preview announcements, more or less, in the last couple of days of upcoming stuff that's going to be in the DC catalog for September. Namely, a lot of the Bad Seeds one-shots and tie-ins that we're going to be launching.
Oh, yeah. I made you watch that.
Terrible promo video.
The video trailer yesterday, which was a still image animated with scrolling text.
A glacially paced live stream that was basically just the stuff that would be in the catalog the next day. But anyway, yeah, Bad Seeds is the big Poison Ivy Batman crossover event that's happening through all the Bat titles for a couple months. Kicking off with a one-shot at the end of
10 weeks
at the end of August, and then running through September and October, and probably having another one-shot to conclude it. I cannot remember. But similar to events like Night of the Owls, this is going to be or some of the Fear State stuff. This is hitting every book in the Bat line for a couple months, taking place in one specific period of time. It's not a chapter-to-chapter crossover. It is going to be something where it's happening all over Gotham City. So even Batwoman's participating fresh off of her Grecian therapeutic vacation. She's now back in Gotham City and immediately finds herself under assault from Poison Ivy's plant stuff and Vandal Savage's paramilitarized police department. So this is not only, ongoing series like Batwoman, Batman, Detective Comics, Nightwing, Batgirl, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, so on and so forth, but it's also going to have a few different one-shots. The kickoff one, co-written by Matt Fraction and G. Willow Wilson, but they announced a few other ones. Gotham General, which is a Gotham Central but the Pit one-shot by Greg Rucka. Also a new Gotham Central one-shot, not by Greg Rucka, by Chris Cantwell. I think those are the two one-shots I remembered. Everything else is just individual issues of the series that are currently running. But DC announced a whole bunch of new...
But wait, so at the end of this, I heard that they're going to be putting together a big bat team, and it's called Gotham's Mightiest Survivors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because...
Just like the Avengers are doing, I guess.
Wait, what?
What? So the bigger announcements from DC were... They'd also announced a new Black Label one-shot. I think it's Black Label. Black Label miniseries. It's a Superman one written and drawn by Wes Craig, the creator of Kaya. I don't know what the topic is, but it's a Superman one. So if you like Wes Craig's Kaya, this is definitely one you should be checking out over at DC. The bigger announcements were 3 new Next Level titles. These are things that they teased the titles of several months back at different conventions. I think like New York, they talked about it. At San Diego, I think they talked about it. So we knew that some of these titles were going to be coming. We didn't know exactly who's going to be working on them. The 3 titles, Doom Patrol, with creative team Darcy Van Poltergeist, or Van Polgeest, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And the artist, who's the artist?
Nico
Hendershon, who just did Spectators over the last few years with Brian K. Vaughan. Darcy Van Polgeest you will know from books like Little Bird and Precious Metal with Ian Bertram. The two of them have a new miniseries coming out the same month from Image. So if you like those books, you have 2 Darcy books to pick up starting in September.
Quick side note on that new miniseries by Darcy and Ian.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my ongoing conversations with Darcy.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me the first couple of cover images, and the cover design for the A cover is great.
Mm-hmm.
They don't carry it through the variants, and I think that's a mistake.
Yeah.
And also, I did my own version because it's like a sword, a broken sword coming through that way, right?
Yep. Horizontally across the logo.
Yeah, and it's like a double page. It's a full 2-page cover type of thing.
Wraparound.
And even if not, I had the tip of the blade come over on this side.
On the left side?
Like it wrapped through.
Okay, yeah.
And Darcy's like, I like that. There is no way I'm bringing a single other change to designer so-and-so.
Right.
Because he's already going to kill me.
Probably.
I'm like, oh man, it really needs to wrap. That's such a good idea.
So that's a big one, the Doom Patrol one. The other one is the Teen Titans series by Kyle Higgins and Daniel Nicola that had been talked about, I think about a month ago maybe. Some of the character designs were shown off. It is Red Hood leading a new team of teen heroes. So New Titans is going to be
Cyborg and Nightwing.
And maybe not Starfire. Starfire.
Troya or whomever.
Alongside Wonder Girl, the Yara Flor Wonder Girl, the John Kent Superboy, the Kid Devil character, the new Ava character, spoiler. So a lot of established teen and young adult superhero characters. Teen Titans is going to go a little younger. It's characters like Fairplay, which was the Mr. Terrific sidekick character that I think was introduced in like the JSA stuff that Jeff Johns was doing.
Yeah.
And like a couple other really young or brand new characters or legacy characters
who
that
were
are
also in that DCKO one shot. The Kids Are All Right.
The Kids Are All Fight.
Sorry.
So that's another series that looks like it's going to be really good.
And that's it, right? No more announcements. There was
the
like
cover
they basically
image
said
for the new DC
Dow has had
catalog
enough joy in his life. Let's stop right here.
Was so perfect. Legion of Superheroes, which we knew was going to be coming up, not only from the title reveal that they had when they were talking about the upcoming waves of next level stuff, but also because that was kind of what all of DCKO was sort of building towards, was resetting the Legion of Superheroes. It's a brand new iteration. It is not inheriting any of the continuity from any of the previous versions, which, as a Legion of Superheroes fan, is completely fine because they've done that a bunch of times, and I'm okay with it. Yep. I get it. Those old stories still exist. I have omnibuses for them. It's fine. I am okay with a new version.
It's right there.
Yep, and the shelf below.
Whoa, what? There's more?
So,
how many Legion stories were there?
Because of all the Legion of Superhero stuff that had been running through Josh Williamson's Superman run and also the Josh Williamson co-written DCKO, we had a pretty good guess that Josh Williamson would be the one writing the new Legion of Superhero series whenever it came out. That seemed like a pretty easy bet. The question was who would be drawing it. And one of my favorite current DC artists actually ended up being the one drawing it. It's Hayden Sherman, the artist for Absolute Wonder Woman.
Oh, so he's leaving Absolute Wonder Woman.
No, they'll be drawing both Absolute Wonder Woman and Legion of Superheroes, which is a thing that when I saw, I'm like, there's no way. But then I remembered, while they were doing Absolute Wonder Woman on a fairly regular basis, a couple, fill-in stories and stuff, but not like an egregious amount. And usually placed in ways where it's like, they would do 5 issues, and then Mateus Bergar would do an issue, or
that's Batman.
Mateus Eulis would do one, or something. Like they would break
only
it
Mateus's can sub.
That's true. Hayden Sherman was doing Absolute Wonder Woman on a regular, recurring basis while they were doing Batman Dark Patterns, while they were doing Into the Unbeing, while they were doing variant covers. So Hayden Sherman is someone like a Dan Mora that can clearly do more than 20 interior pages a month. So why not do Legion of Superheroes too? The covers have already been shown off, a bunch of the character designs.
You're not drawing enough. Why don't we give you 1,000 characters on a team?
Some people just like drawing stuff, and I think Hayden Sherman just likes drawing comics, so let them do it. It looks great. It looks very cool. It looks like it's dialing things back to a lot more of the teenage version of the Legion of Superheroes. I've loved what Josh Williamson has done on Superman over the last few years. I think it's one of the strongest runs that character's had for me since like the 90s. I think G.I. Joe is fantastic. I like a lot of what Josh Williamson is doing and how he's putting together.
I like Iron Man.
Different stories. Iron Man's real good right now, so I am psyched for Legion of Superheroes ongoing series in September. You will hear a lot about it from Challengers closer to when it comes out, and then when it comes out, and I am physically forcing you to open the book up and look at it and see how pretty it is. Clearly, if you're enjoying Hayden Sherman's art on Absolute Wonder Woman, I think Legion of Superheroes is going to play to their strengths a whole lot. I think they're going to do a lot of fun design stuff. It being a futuristic sci-fi book gives a lot more leeway to get weird with layouts and designs, and that's what I want. I think it's going to be a winner. The image stuff that was announced, the big one is Crowbound, I think it's called.
Yeah, it is Jeff Lemire and Dustin Ginn doing another ongoing series.
Yeah, brand new universe. It's not continuing on from Ascender or Descender. It is a brand new
nor Little Vampires.
Futuristic sci-fi fantasy story. There is a giant factory that bisects a world, and people are forced to work there, and a woman's daughter ends up disappearing, and she has to fight against the system. It looks like it's going to be great. Pages look good. They look exactly like you'd want. I think it's going to be real good. And it's an ongoing series. So yeah. I like that more Image creators are trying to make that work. Certainly that was a criticism that retailers had had for a little while of too many things were like 6-issue miniseries and then they're just done. And it's like, since Saga's not around, in the aggregate, we would like to recreate those monthly Saga numbers through 3 or 4 ongoing series that continuously, build on their audience, or at least creates a sustainable atmosphere so that we know that at least we're going to make this much money from Image this month. I think there's definitely other ones. Steve Scrossi has a new superhero anthology series he's writing and drawing, Tales of Wonder.
Yeah, so Tales of Wonder, the premise is pretty great. It's basically 2 elderly geriatric comic creators who've spent their life hating each other are forced to get back together because their properties are now making it mainstream into the movies and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it turns out that their characters are real.
Oh, no.
And these 2 old men have to fight them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It does. It sounds really good.
I think Steve Scrossi's a really fun artist. He's written and drawn stuff before, and I don't think his writing is as good as his art, but I like his art enough to at least give his books a shot.
And this is just a type miniseries?
Yeah, I don't think anyone writing and drawing is probably going to be doing it all themselves ongoing. I think any like solo creator book is probably only a miniseries, unless you're Wes Craig, and Kai is still running strong in September on issue like 38 or something.
It is Kaya is getting to its endpoint.
Okay.
It'll be, I think, 42. I could be wrong.
Well, I think the one that's coming out in September is another one of those between arcs one shots, so
Yeah.
it's probably running at least through the end of the year.
There's not a book announcement, but the length of a book announcement.
Yes, one of our favorite series, Lucky Devils by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown, Silent E Productions, is releasing issue 10 of 9. Actually, it's 10 of 10, but I like saying 10 of 9.
10 of 9, sure.
They've added an additional
Isn't
issue.
that a Borg? 10 of 9?
Only if the Borg forgot how to count.
Yeah, which is weird because the inside of every splash page or title page of Lucky Devils shows you the 9 levels you have to get through. And
there's some crazy stuff going on in hell throughout Lucky Devils if you've been reading it. So
I have been reading it.
New levels get added. Perhaps a 10th one is getting added.
I've also
at
been
the conclusion
in
of the
it.
series. It's true. So have I got a page of original art with Dal Bush in the background of a comic shop.
That's right. And I know one
That
Marvel...
scene took place on a Monday, which is why it's just me.
That's fine.
Monday before 3 p.m.
I know one Marvel book. Dan Panosian is writing and drawing a Wolverine miniseries.
Oh, is that right?
Called Wolverine Paradise.
Okay.
And it's just a freestanding, like, Logan past story.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sure there's been a thing or two that's been announced.
He posted that on his socials.
For Marvel, usually, like, at this point in the month, they're announcing a book or... Aliens versus X-Men? Chris Claremont's writing it.
Okay.
And then we already had the announcement, I think, earlier this week, Muppets Marvel Universe. Did you not see that?
Yeah.
Chip Zdarsky, Pete Woods?
Yes, Chip Zdarsky, Pete Woods. It was
Whole bunch of backup stories.
Chip's email.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's one that has, like, Clea and the Swedish Chef that I'm really excited about.
So it's weird because I like the Muppets. I have a full-size photo replica Kermit doll.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Marvel Universe a lot. Just don't care about them crossing over.
Weirdly, Patrick's far more excited about a differently announced one-shot for Marvel. Gold
74, 76?
1976.
Yes, I'm excited about this because basically they're taking the major characters that debuted that year who don't currently have a series or doing anything, although one of them is everywhere lately.
Yeah.
And shoving them all in a book. So it is Star-Lord, Nova, and Jack of Hearts teaming up to fight Bullseye.
Yep.
Stephanie Phillips and...
Real quick, I'm just going to say Daredevil is more than maintaining its numbers. That was a book that when it came out, it sold incredibly fast, potentially on the back of the... So Daredevil, when it came out, issue 1, the new series from Stephanie Phillips and Lee Garbett, we were...
Stephanie Williams.
Thank you. Leah
Williams. Damn it, you got there before I did.
Joe Phillips. It sold great. It sold incredibly well. And we've talked about this before about how we had an anticipation that it would do well because it's a Daredevil #1. New series from Marvel always do better than the preceding series, no matter how little is changed in either the concept or the creative team. It was releasing around the same time as the Daredevil TV show was returning, so there was a lot of attention and focus on the Daredevil property from casual fans. So it's a perfect storm of ways for that book to launch really well. But it's a new superhero #1, and those numbers can drop slightly or they can drop precipitously. You never really know. We never really know what the audience is going to take of the issue itself beyond just the promotion of the new launch. And it didn't help that there was a blind bag, which was skewing a lot of the feeling behind it. You know, how much are people excited about this book and how much are people excited about the blind bag?
Yeah.
Well, now we're on issue 3 and I can tell you, holy shit, people love this book. Like, it's selling insanely well. Like, I would hazard a guess without looking at data that Daredevil, if not the best-selling ongoing series we have from Marvel, is definitely in the top 5. Now, I'm excluding, again, miniseries and stuff that's weird one-shots or whatever.
Yeah, you said ongoing.
So, ongoing series, Daredevil is easily in the top 5, potentially our #1 best-selling Marvel ongoing series right now, which is huge. That's like, you'd have to go back to Kevin Smith and Joe Quesada's Daredevil, historically, for me to be able to think of a time where it was selling that well.
Wow.
Which I'm going to say was probably selling better back then, but compared to some really good creative teams,
Dennis Maleev, Brubaker and Lark,
Zdarsky and Chichetto, Mark Waid and
Chris
Samney, like, they were all, those books would do well, and they would have a core readership, and they were, you know, very well regarded. But this is literally on another level. Like, it's moved out of the, you know, reliable mid list into holy shit, top tier book. So I mean, congrats to that team, because that is, you can get a lot of people in the door with, you know,
gimmicks.
A new number one at the right time, or gimmicks or covers or whatever. But to keep them on by issue 3 means the book works. It's working for fans. So yeah, I mean, all respect to that team for creating something that people are sticking with.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're out of issue 3, they're going back to press and everything. So like, we'll get all this back in. We're already out of 1. We have, I think, some 2s left in the new printing, and we're probably out of 3 by the time you're hearing this.
Yeah, and everybody who's picked it up, thanks for reading, and thanks for listening.
And keep reading comics.
And keep eating spice bags from Ireland.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com. And help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.